Hey guys, Dwayne here. Today I want to talk about a situation where the narcissist in your life, mainly your ex, all of a sudden starts acting nice. Now, you may have experienced this and you may have actually been sucked into it thinking like, "Hey, they're changing. Something has changed and they finally decided that this is ridiculous and crazy and they're going to stop." Now, there's a minor, slight, itty, teeny weeny chance that that might actually be the case. More than likely, they have something up their sleeve and they just feel good about it because they know that they have something either in the works or planning, and they'll be nice to make themselves feel better and also try to set you off guard so that you're not really anticipating what's coming up. Now, the main thing on this is you got to be careful and you have to be vigilant. I remember early on, um, there was a time where, early stages of the divorce where she started, we had a blow up about custody, verbal, just when we were still talking. And then all of a sudden she was nice. She was like, really pleasant, was like, hey, I found this extra stuff, maybe, an extra crock pot or whatever. And I was like, it was one of two things. One, it was like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is something different. And, she's finally realizing that this is ridiculous and we need to actually work cooperatively together for the kids. Or maybe something's wrong and something's getting ready to happen. That's exactly what happened. It was like a week later, I got served with court paperwork where, she wanted full custody of the kids, wanted to she didn't actually say she wanted to leave the state in that paperwork, but that was the underlying tone. I could only see the kids on weekends, and I was going to pay for everything. I was going to pay for her attorney, ton of money for support, and all that stuff. And it completely blindsided me and threw me for a loop. And that has been a reoccurring theme throughout, even after the divorce is final. And what I've also noticed is dealing with other narcissistic type personalities, they will do the same thing. If somebody who fits into that category in your life out of the blue comes up with something that is quote unquote nice, like they have something that they, hey, I ran across this thing and I thought I might, you might be interested in it, and I'm to the point now when that stuff happens, I'm just like, thank you for the consideration, but no thank you. And typically there's something rather unpleasant right around the corner that's going to happen. Now, the thing on that is you have to be vigilant about it. You have to keep your guard up. And I have a video where I talked about keeping your guard up, but you have to keep your guard up and you have to be prepared for it. And when something happens or whenever they're trying to do something nice, be cautious. Take a step back. I mean, use that to get your little spidey senses to go off to think, okay, what does this really mean? Because typically this person wouldn't just do something nice. Now, one part of it, they'll use that to say, well, I did something nice. I'm just a nice, wonderful person. I baked you cookies. I did this. I mean, whatever it is, I offered, this spare thing. I sent stuff, over to you, not with you, I mean, like pictures or whatever. It's generally, there is an underlining agenda that's going on. And it's not just, like a normal person would, and I don't know why I'm looking around, I'm looking to see, the normal person would be like, hey, oh, I know, I found this sandstone coaster. And I know you like sandstone, and here, I'm giving it to you, right? Now, a normal person would be just they thought of you and they wanted to do something nice, and that's it. A narcissistic person, on the other hand, and a narcissistic ex, there is generally conditions or it means that they feel that they've gotten one up on you, that they have been victorious in something that's either coming up or whatever, and they will do that. And it's really bizarre how it's happened and how it manifests itself. And you may have already, you may have also been, I mean, well, okay, you may have already experienced this, and you may be going, yeah, I remember that. Yep, I know, because it happened to me on this time, this time, and this time. If you're early in this, you need to understand that these things can happen and probably will happen, and just be prepared for it. So if something comes up and it seems nice, and you're saying, hey, Dwayne, he or she, did something that was nice. It's just nice. And guys, it may be just nice. All I'm saying is be cautious, because you might be in the process of getting blindsided by new legal action, some other something that's coming up, some other little surprise, like, oh, here, I'm doing something nice for you, and oh, by the way, here's $5,000 worth of medical bills that you didn't know about, or whatever. That one actually didn't happen. I'm exaggerating, but just it's really weird, because what'll happen is whenever these people feel like they've lost or they're losing, they will ignore you, right? I mean, you won't hear from them. They won't respond to anything, whatever. And then whenever they feel like things are, whatever's happened, if in their mind they feel like they've one-upped you, or they're a little bit farther along, or they've been victorious in something, then that's when they will pretend to be nice. So just be careful of that. Keep your guard up, and I mean, just make sure that you don't get blindsided by it. Now, the one other thing about it is you can also use this to your advantage a little bit, because if you can create the situation where, okay, what am I saying? This is what I'm saying. Probably it's not going to do anything good to try to communicate with your ex and say, everything is amazing. My life is so great. The skies opened up. There's butterflies and rainbows everywhere. And, it's just the most amazing time ever. And, wow, I mean, my life is just awesome. Now, you probably want to do that, right? And a normal person would just be jealous, right? I mean, they'd be like, oh, yay, wow, that's really awesome for you, But, and I mean that not externally, it would be internally, they would just do it. A narcissistic person, on the other hand, will take that as an injury, like, well, you can't be happy. I haven't allowed you to be happy. And will try to do something to sabotage it. And, okay, so guys, so here's another thing. If you're dealing with somebody and it's been crazy, and they stop communicating with you, and it's like, let's say, I'll use a money situation where you've been fighting about money, and they just like go away. They don't say anything. Typically in this situation being, okay, so I'm the payer, she's the payee, she's the receiver. There was a situation a while back where, there was government furloughs, right? So I lost some pay and tried to work on that, spent 9 months trying to deal with that. Well, so in the course of that, I thought, there's communication stopped. There was no communication after the threats, you're going to jail, you're going to do all this and all this other whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, and I saved, I put some money aside in case something happened so that I could deal with it. Well, and I was like, oh, okay, well, nothing's happened, it's been months. So, okay, so I guess she's not saying it, but this is her way of saying that she realizes it was, that she was wrong, and it's all good. I'm like, okay, so kind of flip my life back in normal, and things were going really, things were going good for me. I was dating a new person who was really awesome, who I still happen to be with, and happen to be with. Well, that didn't sound right, but I'm still with. And out of the blue, boom, child support services are been involved, because there's I'm a deadbeat dad and I don't pay my obligations. Anyways, the first go around on that was oh, that's what I was saying. That's what happened the first time, and then it all fell apart. Nothing happened. They went away. Child support services closed the case, and I was like, oh, okay. all right, so she realized whatever, that it was what happened was fair and it was not a big deal. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I let my guard down. I didn't remain vigilant. I did for a little while. And then right after I start, whenever she found out that I was seeing someone new, boom, call back, return that thing on. And those people, oh my God, that's like unleash the hounds. I mean, they make your life a living hell. And I mean, it has some good points and it has some bad points. But bottom line is something, basically there was a retaliatory thing that happened. So, all right, bottom line is if you're a narcissistic person in your life, your borderline personality disorder or your narcissistic personality disorder person, all of a sudden starts being nice. Be really careful. One, you need to minimize as much your communication with them as much as possible, so you don't even allow them to get in. And just be careful. If they start sending food home with you, or they start, whatever, be really cautious. Okay, so on that, I'm going to wrap this up. If you have a story that kind of relates to with this and how it's impacted your life, leave a comment below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, give it a thumbs down. If you like this channel, please subscribe. It kind of helps me realize, whether I'm reaching people and stuff like that. And I think that pretty much covers everything. I hope you're having a good day. All this stuff totally sucks. I mean, so it's just hopefully these videos are helping, and hopefully it's giving you some strength to whenever things aren't going so great, that you can just kind of push through and get to the next day, which hopefully will be a little bit better. So on that, I'm going to take off. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. If not, take a deep breath and hopefully you feel better. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.